More or Less Resources presents an idea for an FPU coordinator resource. In fall 2010, I coordinated my first Financial Peace University class. And before I began the class, I came up with this idea for a resource that I thought would either have a little bit of a value add, or at the very least, be a fun segue within the classes. Well, it turned out to be much more than that. The feedback I got on this simple little resource was that it was really encouraging and challenging, and the students who came to the class each week looked forward to seeing the updates and progress. So I created this video to share this resource with other coordinators out there. I'm going to walk you through the resource and how we use it in the class, but before I do that, I'm going to show you the weekly implementation. It started with week 2 homework. I asked everyone in the class to keep track of any money that they saved and any debt that they paid off. Starting in week 3 and moving forward, each week when they came to class, they received a small slip of paper about the size of a business card where they could indicate any activity they've had in saving in baby steps 1 or 3 or paying off debt in baby step 2. They would fill out their weekly activity on these anonymous slips of paper, and once they were done, they would fold them over, and they would drop them in this pickle jar that I would pass around the class, usually during announcements or the weekly victory story. Once we were done with the class opening and we'd start the video, I would adjourn to the back of the classroom with my laptop and pickle jar. I had a spreadsheet where I was keeping a running total of the progress in baby steps 1, 2, and 3. Once I got these updated numbers, I'd use them to update the resource I'm about to show you. When the video was completed, we'd take a short break, and when they came back from break, we would look at this resource together. Without further ado, the resource. What is this resource? Well, what it is a visual depiction of our class's progress as we moved towards financial peace and out of financial chaos. Each week it would show a total change in how much we had paid off, how much we had saved in our emergency funds, and then a cumulative financial net swing for the entire class. It starts with a review of the previous week's cumulative activity, and then we add to it this week's activity and see where we stand. What I'm about to show you are the real results for this class of about 40 family units from this fall 2010 group. So if you will, step back in time with me as I reenact sharing with this class during the 13th week of Financial Peace University. Alright class, it's time to see the progress we've made in baby steps 1, 2, and 3 together. And first we reviewed last week. At the end of week 12, you may recall that we had reached $97,728.27 of a total net swing. We've either paid off or saved that amount. And as we established as a class our goal of breaking 6 figures, well, let's see how we did in week 13. For baby steps 1 and 3, last week we were at $27,969. And this week we are at $31,519. You have saved an additional $3,550 in your emergency funds. Excellent. Well done. As for baby step 2, last week we had paid off $69,759.27 in debt. This week you brought that up to $86,840.27. An additional $17,081 was paid off. So class, do you realize in the past 13 weeks we have paid and or saved $118,359.27? Let's see what that does to our denometer. It puts it through the roof. We beat our goal by almost $20,000. Well done, class. Very proud of you. End scene. At this point, there was much cheering and hoopla as we celebrated in our final class. Again, we do this every week. I heard from several people throughout this course that sometimes their motivator for progress was to do their part in watching this thermometer rise. And it truly is just a simple and classic gimmick. You don't have to be savvy with PowerPoint to do something like this. You can do this with a dedicated dry erase board or a poster board. If you're handy with tools, you can get some clear PVC tube and make an actual thermometer. Again, all this is a visual representation of a shared goal that I found increased buy-in for my class. Well, that's it. I hope this idea blesses you and gets your creative juices flowing as you turn and bless others, sharing your time and energy facilitating Financial Peace University. God bless.